YouTube, what is crack-a-lack? This is your boy D.Va here bringing a brand new video, and in today's video we are bringing back the Overwatch Hero Ultimate Guide videos. And what better way to bring it back than with the character I've been maining for the last 2 months, D.Va, a former professional gamer who now uses her skills to pilot a state-of-the-art mech in defense of her homeland. Let's get into her backstory. Woo! So her real name is Hannah Song, and she once was a pro player. She became a professional StarCraft player who participated in the WCS Korea Code S League. A lot of words, I know, but it's okay. At the age of 16, she became the #1 ranked player in the world and proceeded to go undefeated for the next 3 years in all competitions. That's insane. Why can't Optic do that, you know? I don't know. They're not as good as Hannah Song. Whatever. She became an international star, beloved by her fans at home and abroad, and toured in exhibitions around the world. A fierce competitor, Song played to win at any cost and gained a well-earned reputation for showing no mercy to her opponents. But at home, the Mecha struggled to maintain its defense against the Omnic that repeatedly attacked the nation, and as the Omnic continued to adapt, eventually disrupted Mecha's drone-controlled networks. So her Mech suit used to be controlled, by a drone by itself. So scrambling to find suitable candidates, the government turned to country's professional gamers who possessed necessary reflexes and instincts to operate the Mech's advanced weapon system. Top stars such as D.Va or Hannah were drafted. And recently she's begun to stream combat operations to her adoring fans all over the world, and her growing following has turned her into a global icon. At some point she also played one of the leading roles in a movie, Hero of My Storm, instead of Heroes of the Storm, which is a game. I thought that was pretty interesting. So she's a gamer, an actress, and a kick-ass tank, which is pretty lit. So now we got her background, we know her real name, we know what she used to do. Now we're going to be looking at her abilities. Let's get it, baby! Woo! First off, obviously we're going to be talking about the mech, because that's the main thing you're in. You start off in the mech, or Big D.Va, if you want to call it that. So she has her fusion cannons, which are her primary fire. She has her defense matrix, which it's a shield. It blocks all incoming damage except for beams. So Mei, Zarya, Symmetra, watch out for those ladies, because you can't really block their stuff. Okay, don't do that. And you can use it. I think it lasts 4 seconds. Once it is fully charged, you can hold your defense matrix for 4 seconds. That's pretty neat. She also has boosters. Everyone has seen her boost around. If you play Overwatch, you've seen the D.Va boost around. And then her ult, her self-destruct, when you can either land it, or if you boost and then self-destruct at the same time, you can send it flying in the air across the map, and it'll explode, dealing 1,000 damage in a 20-meter radius. So it's pretty lit. It's pretty lit. Now if you're in baby D.Va mode, then she has her light gun, or bunny blaster as a lot of people call it, which it's pretty good. It does 14 damage, shooting 7 rounds per second with a 20-round clip, and it does do bonus damage to headshots, so that's really good. And her ult in her baby form, which is what is it, doing the math, it is 20%. It's only 20% of the ult charge necessary to get your self-destruct when you're actually mech D.Va, and that's call mech, or you get back in your mech. So that's kind of obvious. There's really good ways to use all of these, and we'll get onto that in the strategy section, but or the gameplay section, I guess I'm going to call it. But before we start talking about actual gameplay and how to use her pretty well, we're going to be talking about some of her best or her worst counters, best people to play as if you want to counter a D.Va. So if you want to counter a D.Va, pay attention, because I'm about to give you some counters. All right. I'll tell you guys soon. All right. Now the first we're going to be talking about are Zarya, Mei, and Symmetra, the 3 heroes with the beams that I was talking about earlier. Let's start off with Zarya. So Zarya can build lots of charge from the fire of D.Va's fusion cannons, and her beam is not blocked by defense matrix, obviously. She also has more than enough help to go up against D.Va's damage output because she is a tank, unlike other characters with beam weapons, you know, Symmetra and Mei. So she's probably the #1 counter to D.Va. Hop on a D.Va with your bubble, and if she's still firing at you like a retard, you know, just melt her with your beam. It'll do a tremendous amount of damage, and then once she's out, you can, like, you know, shoot your the ball instead of the beam, shoot the ball, and wipe out Baby D.Va. So that's pretty lit. Next up, Mei. Mei can outfight D.Va at close range, as D.Va will almost always freeze before her fusion cannons can kill Mei. Her defense page does nothing to stop her freezing, and being such a huge target, Mei should have no trouble landing her shots, even at a long range. She's going to out-damage D.Va because at a long range, her damage fall-off is disgusting. It'll do 1 damage if you're at a certain length. So D.Va has an easier time fighting Mei outside of her mech because, I mean, at long range, your pistol, your Bunny Blast is going to do a lot more damage than the mech. So if she gets you out of the mech and you have a chance to escape, having a long range encounter, since Mei does projectiles and you do hit scan, it's going to be a lot easier fight. So it's like a half counter, if anything. Now Symmetra. D.Va's mobility and high health pool can usually take out Symmetra's sentry turrets, teleporter, or shield generator, but it'll likely put D.Va in a close enough range or just around the corner of Symmetra, whose photon projector can bypass defense matrix and auto-lock onto a surprised or panicked D.Va. Furthermore, Symmetra is capable of shutting down D.Va's ult by a well-timed photon barrier or shield generator to help Symmetra and her team survive self-destruct, while also using her photon projector's increasing damage to quickly kill D.Va before she can call mech. So basically, you melt her down with the beam, and the beam's going to be in phase 3. So just melt Baby D.Va when she hops out. It's really easy. Anytime you see a Symmetra on a D.Va and the D.Va mech blows up, you don't even see Baby D.Va. Like, she's gone. Like, she's fucking dead, dude. The next 2 counters we're going to be talking about are Reaper and Pharah. So Reaper, his Hellfire shotguns do a tremendous amount of damage, tearing through any freaking tank. D.Va is one of those. And his Shadow Step allows him to navigate flank routes quickly, and if D.Va uses her defense matrix to try to fend you off, stop firing. And if you expend the entire magazine, she can retaliate. But if you save your shots, there's a 1-second grace period where she cannot reactivate it. So, you walk up to a D.Va, start blasting her with your Hellfire shotguns. Whoa! Defense matrix. Stop shooting. If you have the chance, reload, but probably not. Just save your rounds. Because once defense matrix is activated, it is a 1-second cooldown, and if you're close enough with your shotguns, you can do a tremendous amount of damage in that 1 second, causing D.Va to flee, or even taking her out of her mech, and then once she's Baby D.Va, RIP, because you're going to melt her, you know what I'm saying? Next, Pharah. She can stay far out of the short-range fusion cannons, and so D.Va, most of the time, she has to, like, fly into the Pharah. Basically, Pharah distracts D.Va because D.Va wants to get rid of the Pharah, so Pharah will stop blasting at her mech, because if you're Pharah, D.Va, and any other tank are going to be your main priority. D.Va's going to want to get rid of her biggest threat, and then basically because you can stay out of the range of your Pharah, and then you can call her out, and then your whole team will focus fire on D.Va, causing her to lose her mech, and then keep, her baby form. It's pretty good. I'm pretty good as Baby D.Va, but it's not good enough to stop a Pharah. So if you're a good Pharah, Reaper, Mei, Zarya, or Symmetra, you'll have a pretty good time fighting D.Vas, as long as you can get the job done before she can. If she's good at landing headshots, like your boy, she might melt you pretty fast, so just keep a lookout on that. Now, common strategies, we're going to be talking about that next. So, she is considered a tank, but a lot of successful players, like me, I am quote-unquote successful. For myself, as I consider myself a good D.Va player. I just went 62-6 the other day in a comp match. I might actually upload that. That was a really good game. But a lot of people use her like a Reaper, because getting in the back line, ganking, harassing the other team, that's her strong suit. And her high damage output at a close range, coupled with her booster's movement ability, make it easy for her to get shotgun-like damage, just like Reaper. So it's a really good way to use it. Just get up close, do a lot of damage, and run away. You need to be selfless, not selfish, when playing this tank, because your mech, you have 2 lives. Your mech and then Baby D.Va. It's 2 lives, technically. So you can do massive damage with your mech and even fly off and then get like an Ana or a Mercy to heal you up. And then Baby D.Va can still do some crazy work. Her Bunny Blaster is not anything to be like, it's not to joke around. Like, it's a really good weapon. So be selfless, not selfish. Help out your team. basically go Reaper mode, go Tracer mode, go Genji mode, backline harass the enemy team. You are a tank, but you're a versatile tank, you're a DPS tank, and you should be treated like a flanker. So that's what you're going to be doing. Alright. So guys, this has been the ultimate hero guide for D.Va, aka Hannah Song, and it feels good to be making these videos again. Leave a comment down below asking or just telling me what kind of hero you want to see next, or just what hero in general. Like, you can be like, do a support hero next, or like do Lucio. Alright, you can do any of that. Just leave your comments down in the section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be cranking out some Overwatch videos, especially whenever I stop getting sick. You know what I mean? I'm still sick, if you could notice it throughout the video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been your boy Nevis for the win. Peace out, baby. Woo!